Hello, happy Monday. How are you guys? I'm like sitting here racking my brain on what should I do today other than have a nice cup of tea. We had a nice day today. I'm Lori LaRose. I have Active Stamping here on Facebook, as well as the old Facebook videos get recorded and sent over to YouTube now. So watch me for a YouTube channel there. This week we wrap up the ABCs of techniques. I'm just thinking, am I actually... Yes, we do. We wrap up the ABCs of techniques with Z. Not sure what it is. Y was difficult. X marked the spot, and we've done 26 weeks, and they are over with the hashtag ABC techniques. So if you're like, 26 techniques, I gotta go check it out. Go check out, subscribe to my channel. If I get a whole bunch of subscribers, I can actually do my live, I can do lives on YouTube too. I'm not sure what that will do for me, but anyways, might be good for me. I don't know. Anyways, so today I went golfing with my husband and my cousin and a friend's husband actually, and yeah, it was fun. I hit a few great balls. I hit a few really crappy balls. Whoa, they were bad. But yeah. Hi Alexina, how are you doing? I don't know what to say. So Anne reminded me basically that I hadn't been saying anything the other day of the great sale, and there's just the 1 week left in June. You can buy any part of any bundle, and I actually kind of checked it out. It was sort of funny because they actually go in white knot bundles, any suite. And when you buy, I'll say one part of a suite, you can buy the entire suite, and then any other item that you add that happens to be part of any suite will be the half price item essentially. You can buy any part of a suite and also do the same thing. So but you always get a lesser price. So if you buy a bundle, and you buy another bundle, but then you also buy a suite and you're like, well, something will be half price. Yes, one of the bundles, so that's not bad. But if you buy a bundle and don't realize that the paper that you also bought is part of a suite, it won't be the bundle at half price, it'll be the paper. So you have to be a little bit savvy. I would love to help you with that. I'm here in Canada and I can help you with your orders. So let me know if I can help you sort and make sure you get your most wisest things. With the way that between shipping and the way that the rewards program works right now, it's actually beneficial for you to place a couple orders with the minimum shipping and stuff like that. Just be watchful, but you can be pretty savvy, and you can use rewards from one order, the order before, towards your new stuff too. So it's all kind of good. Anyways, that all being said, one of the parts of the bundles, one of the parts of the suites is called Sweet Blooms. So I thought, oh, I'll use that. And when I came over to Pinterest, my lovely spot, I do also have a Pinterest channel. I think I'm Lori over here. What am I? I'm Lori LaRose Stamps and Stitch. So totally off brand, but anyways, it is my name, Lori LaRose, and I do have stuff. I have to be really honest. I actually pin a lot of stuff just for my own classes and for my own ideas on blind sites. So, but yeah, you can go over. Currently, I am not a Pinterest girl. There are so many ways to be social media, and I'm not sure what the best way is, and I'm not sure that I do it the best way by any stretch of the imagination, but there it is. I'm babbling. I don't know quite why. Hi, Keisha. Keisha and I need to talk because I need her to do a few beautiful graphics for me. She did the one beautiful one. I have a brand new, it is a club. It's a vacation, a tour group we're starting up for July. We're going to do a world tour of destinations around the globe. We're starting in Rio de Janeiro, and I'll tease. So I literally put a post on today. I really am not so sure if I'm more excited about researching the places we should go visit each week. And it's all virtual, know that, but I do love travel. So I'm looking at the beaches we should hit and what hikes we should take, where we should eat supper, what foods, make sure they're like, what should we do? I'm a bit of a nut. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I better get some card ideas. So I've got 3 great card ideas for the first week already. So know that I have to condense it down. The idea is to have fun this summer, and any given week that you have time or can make time to go ahead and let your creativity be inspired and have some fun with it, and have a vacation at home, right? From your kitchen table. So one of the places, of course, I was thinking of Coastal Cabana. This is going to be color inspired because there is a beach. The Copacabana beach is the world famous Copacabana is in Rio de Janeiro. So I'll tell a little story about the Copacabana, and then of course you will be on for doing anything you want to do. You are busting your stash, and you can do it from anywhere in the world. So if you happen to be watching this from New Zealand or Vietnam or Kentucky, anywhere you are, including all of across Canada, you can come and play with us. It's $50, and I would love for you to join us. Give it a try. Hang out with our community. Be inspired by the lovely group, and there is a ton of stuff for you to play with if you get a chance. All of it will be up through the summer, and then but you're not supposed to do it all. But if you do, well, there it is. And sometimes you might surprise yourself. Okay, I'll pop you down here. Hi, Teresa. And we'll start doing something with the sweet blooms, which is, I'll give you a chance. Oopsie. I do think busting your stash. Oh, for goodness sakes, I'm doing something with my voice. Hang on, here we go. My fingers didn't want to let you be down there. Sorry. I always think that if you bust your stash, you do end up also wanting to buy a bit more stuff too. And this is something that you could think about. I will say, I have not, like I said, I haven't really been huge on, hey, buy this, get that this month. But there is, oh, what I was going to tell you, I kind of laughing. Do be careful when you're shopping. Mediterranean Blooms, which was a suite in last year's catalog, is being considered one of the suites. And so there's not even a bundle in that anymore. There's only the dies from the Mediterranean, what do you call it? And trust me, we were going to go to Greece. And then I had a couple requests for a couple different places. And because we did so much in the Mediterranean last summer, quote, quote, know that I play these games each summer and I have a ball, but because we did so much with it, I'm actually sort of like, oh, maybe we don't even need to. My core group doesn't actually need to go and play in Greece again this year. So, which is good because there's no lemons to be had anymore. They're sold out. But we'll be fun. And if, yeah. Anyways, I'm babbling. Depending on how registration all goes, there'll be a few different ideas. If I have 8 people, or if I have 400 people, there'll be just a slight different. Well, there'll be a lot more prizes if I have 400 people, because more people have to win if there's more people to win. All right, so lovely. So yes, I was playing with an idea here, and I do have the dies for this as well. So let's pull those guys out as well. Sweet Blooms dies, yes. And I do have to finish. I want to do an Instagram. I do actually have, I kind of was having fun with reels for a while, a few months, like probably several months ago. Months go by so quick in my world. I can't get this out of here, you guys. And I was kind of doing a few reels. When I do my cards, I have nothing in front of me. I have no idea what I'm making. I seriously don't know what I'm about to do. So come along for the ride with me. Oh, fun. Okay, so there's a little bit of a background and a thinner look, as well as the lovely could, I guess, be stamped. Now, the question will be, and I never know quite what you guys want to see. Do you want to see how everything looks? And then you're like, oh, that's large, or that's perfect, or... But I'm not sure. Well, I guess if you stamped it, you could cut it out. So let's stamp this once. Let's cut it out that way. I'll cut it out a second time in white at the same time. And we will see what's going on. What's going on? How was everybody's weekends? What'd you guys do? What did you do? Oh, I have so many little pieces like this big. And then they're too short. Oh, that'll just about work. So I think, oh, yay. Oh, that's not quite. This lovely is Gordo. So I posted for a few minutes on my Stampin' Up page as well, but just because I was signed into my Stampin' Up account, my Duolingo. And last week I was part of whoa, I just flew off there. I think I didn't take my tea out. I was part of a diamond, yes, I think so. Diamond. Oh, Lori, spit it out. I'm going to get ready for my Copacabana beach, and I'm going to do lovely, because it is going to be lovely where we are in Copacabana, Coastal Cabana, music and laughter. Oh, don't lose that. Anyway, so I'm part of Duolingo, the silver tournament, and I did not place the top 3, which is what I had placed the week before, but they did say I won, so I posted my trophy. Hoorah me! So this week, last night, I go on, and last at night, and I am part of a club. Like each week you're part of a group. That's great. No big deal. I actually took pictures just because I'm kind of competitive, a little bit compulsive, and I took pictures of the group. And today my husband joins and he's like, you and me and Genevieve are all on the group, all on the same group. I'm like, what? And we're all a little bit competitive. So the two of them just proceeded just now to pass me. Thanks a lot, you guys. And here I am. I'm live instead and thinking about now I got to get on there and beat their pants. Okay, I'm going to do this in Granny Apple Green because I think it's going to be really nice. The bloom, I'm doing bloom. Where's my word bloom? And then we'll chop these guys out. We'll see how it is to chop them. The other thing that we'll do is the other way maybe and see how that goes as well. But yeah, so I laugh and giggle because I like to pretend I'm not competitive. I was saying, I think it's just kind of subtle humor, but somebody was like, you're so competitive. I'm like, I'm not as competitive as you. No, it wasn't that. It's not as funny. It was basically something like that, except that it was like, I'm more chill than you or something. It was like the opposite. Okay, so when I started doing this, I noticed that it was going to be softer at the top, and I was actually really excited, and I am really excited. I think that's really pretty. Just as I did it, I saw it was kind of more yellowy, and I knew it was darker at the bottom, so it almost went ombre. That is not the stamp's fault, or even the way the stamp's made. It should be even, but just the way I inked it up, I'm thrilled with the way that turned out. Okay, so now I'm going to take this lovely, and get rid of this so that I have it right. And I'm going to hope, excuse me, I have a little frog in my throat. Pardon me. So I parred a couple of my holes, and if you know me in golf, you can know I was thrilled. Actually, I was really, really thrilled. Anybody that's actually golfed with me. Hole number 12 is a par 3 here. And it's my nemesis hole because I can't hardly seem to get a good shot onto it. And hoping for a 2 putt, I often don't even get it up there. So I'm hoping this looks really good. So I'm going to go with that. This is going to be great. And I'm going to tape it down, and we'll see how this works. We'll see what this is like, you guys. And the bloom will do the same thing. So the spoon is here from that other week to chop things out. I can come a little bit closer here. Anyways, yeah, so I got it just really close. I putted it over, like I wasn't on the green, but I was close. And then I got it in, and I was about maybe that far away, 12, 14 inches maybe away, 14, 16, 18 inches away. And of course the guys all were like, that's a gimme. And I'm like, oh, not for par. It's not, I got to put it in. And I did, because I can miss those shots still bad. Thankfully, I have to say on that particular hole, the greens are nice. So I was quite confident. If I'd have been on 16 or on, I think 18, They are nasty. I think I was going to try and do these. Oh, I can. I was going to say I'm going to do these on with you with the little boss here. And then I can just keep talking to you. I don't disappear. You can see what I'm doing the whole time. How do you like that? Hi, Allie. So yeah, so it was cool. When I left, I actually wore pants. When I left my house, it was like about 12 degrees. Got a little warmer, and then it got a little colder. It was just nice, basically. I enjoyed it. So it was good. Golfing is crazy. Then on one hole, the shadow was exactly in, I'll say, the wrong place. I.e., I could see my swing, and I was like, really, is that how I look? Geez, I did a good job. So I'm happy with the way that lines up. And we'll see this lovely. So that's basically, and now I'm going to put it, I'm going to do the Copacabana one. Coastal Cabana. So one time I had a dear friend of mine was over, so I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 23 years. And I've done workshops ever since the beginning of time. Less now. One of my dear friends had moved further away, and nobody's as bossy as she is. Hugs to you, Vicky, for keeping me on track and propelling me to keep my business going, even when I was like too lazy to organize a workshop. Once we get going with it, everybody's like, yeah, that's super fun. Let's do it again. Okay, I'm going to do the lovely. Oh, and I'll do it in the Coastal Cabana so we can see the difference between ink and paper. And I'm not sure. I'm hoping that you guys will be able to see the texture. Otherwise, you'll have to trust in me that it's as good as it is. Hi, Trish Hall. Oh, sorry. I try not to say last names. Pardon me. Because if you never say boo, nobody else knows your names, but I can see you coming across, right? And I try to respect your privacy. Pardon me. Okay, so I have to say the Coastal Cabana is a little bit, it doesn't seem to be, it's a little more greeny. Oops, you can't see because I'm so close. Hang on a second. I'm back. Hi, Beth. Sorry, the Coastal Cabana paper and the Coastal Cabana ink, surprisingly, this is very green. Now, it might change out a little tiny bit. And I'm 96%. I happen to have Summer Splash right beside here, and I'm like, did I use the wrong ink? I don't think so. Pretty sure I was using the right ink. Jeez, I cut that really there. You guys can't see what I'm doing. Okay. So Friday night we had fun. Often I don't lose as much stuff on Friday nights, it seems like, as I do the whole week. Promoting Friday night cocktail party and talking about the drinking game the girls made up when I'm constantly losing stuff. So every time I lose something, it gives me an opportunity to promote coming and joining us again on Friday. Fridays was very fun. I think it was with the toadstools. Yes, it was. I never totally 100% finished it. And that's where I come back to the whole thing with the Instagram. When I have the bits and pieces, it's actually kind of nice just to put together like a little 45-second or 23-second reel of how I put together the card. Pretend kind of like I'm stamping all over again. Usually stamp one new thing or whatever. And dang, I do need a whole new piece of paper because you know how hard it was for me to find. So this is about 2.5 inches wide. 2 3/4 I'll cut it. So it's a really nice size die. And I'm going to cut out the base of that. And then you layer the skinny piece over top of the big piece, depending on what you're putting it over, right? Hi, Pascal. Are you hanging out for 5 seconds? I appreciate your kind words, and I was assuming that you made the modification on your calendar, your hairdressing calendar. On Mom's calendar. Mom had you on her calendar. I was like, well, because you sent me happy wishes, sad wishes, however you say that, heartfelt wishes, I figured you probably made an adjustment. All right, here we go. So now we get to compare. Like I said, this is about 2.5 inches wide, And it is, I don't know if you can see me all the way down to the bottom here or not. Oh, it's just about 4 inches wide. Let's get a card in here. Okay, we are going to be busting our stash with the world tour. So you'll be able to pull out all sorts of old stamps. This is a really oldie moldy. Happy birthday. This was actually, golly, just about 20 years ago. I did pull it out, partly because whatever, but check out how fun is this little thing that I did in here. I did a little pocket, and when you pull this out, it's a little paint chip, an acrylic chip, an arborite chip, and I tied a little ribbon around it. It already had the hole in it. If not, if you have one of those, what was that? Not a Big Shot. What was that? It was a big crunchy gun, and we could punch holes in anything. It was pretty cool. It was for eyelet setting. Oh, Munchie. Oh, I can't think what it was called. And I don't think it's right where I think it should be right this second, or I'd go grab it. Anyways, you might be able to have punched a hole in that, but these come. And then I put a little tiny something on there. And I think, oh, that was really clever. I taped it on there, and 20 years later, the tape is getting a little bit weird, so maybe glue might have been better. But, oh, and I did it, actually, I didn't think of it, I didn't look at it full on. It's a whole big piece of packing tape over the top at the back. I thought that was kind of cool, actually. I don't remember having done that or seen it anywhere. But yeah, and then in a little pocket so that he could have kind of carried that with him. He didn't, of course, because it was in the card when I found it, but whatever. Just a little idea for you. Okay, so yes, Instagram I do have. If you think that I babble too much or that I never finish my sentences anyway, so what the heck. Geez, I'm just going to do a little tiny stamp here and see, because this is really green. I'm wondering if I did hit summer splash instead all of a sudden. Let's just see. I don't think so. Sometimes our paper, sometimes our paper and our ink doesn't actually be as close as we'd like to think sometimes. But anyways, okay. So this is this. I was thinking that I would be using this on top of this, and I'm not sure where my head was, because obviously I used this die to cut that whole thing out, and you couldn't do it any different, even though that lines up perfectly. So what I could do is cut this out. I could lay this upside down, and I could, this being the cutout, I could lay this over top of this and push down, and I could technically have like a white piece, or I could edge this a little tiny bit. See, so I could put some ink on this little skinny guy, but that is not what you do. The whole point is just to have it like this, and then we glue it. And when I'm using something like this, although it's perfect and wonderful, and yes, you might want to buy it because it's part of that wonderful buy one, get something half price, something from a suite half price. It's not difficult. It's difficult to explain. It's not actually difficult once you start clicking buttons on the site. It's pretty straightforward sale, but like I said, you just do need to watch. The Mediterranean, for instance, is part of the suite sale. It's on the last chance. And like the paper, you might decide, oh, I'd like that paper. And if it's $17, well, no big deal. But if it's a half a price, you just might not be getting the half price on what you intended. So just be watchful. Ooh, I had it there and it moved. Okay, so there's that. My lovely is just a little tiny bit off. There we go. So doing the glue is a little bit nice. You could put this onto a sticker sheet and then have it basically be a sticker. And either part of these could be a sticker on a sticker on a sticker. And that would work quite nicely. I would like to I would do it almost like that so I could get the bloom and the lovely, because otherwise you lose, I'm very frugal, you'd lose that little bit in the middle there for stickiness. Anyways, okay, so that's those are the two things. It's unfortunate that the colors weren't a little bit, I don't know why that's so off. It's so bizarre. Okay, I'm going to move the Summer Splash in the box. I'm going to do this one more time because I'm like, did I just do that or did I not? I can't believe that that's that far off, actually. Hang on. Inquiring minds want to know. This one's not bad, but I'm pretty sure I did but let's try it one more time. Oh, see, I did. I think I did see it pretty fat. Doesn't matter how many times I do it. It's going to be the same each time. Huh. Nope. Okay. Definitely Coastal Cabana. Very green Coastal Cabana today. All right. We'll set that aside and that. If it was a little bit closer, we might be able to sort of see which way we like it. Generally speaking, I don't mind this. I probably really do love this better. Zoom this back in. Not the colors, I don't even mean, but yes, the colors, but mostly just seriously the layering is the whole point of it, is to have that nice layering. Hey, I feel like I have this tilted a little bit funny. Sorry guys, it'll come back. Thanks. Thank you for focusing. And crocodile. Thanks, Beth. Crocodile. What was I calling it? Like a monster? It was like, I knew it was a big munch. That's funny. Crocodile. Yes, the crocodile was super cool. Okay. All right. I still am really loving that. Definitely nothing wrong with stamping. And then certainly on just a piece of paper, you know, just to stamp on a single sheet, it'd be nice to have the lovely all over the place, obviously. Woo! Okay. Now, that aside, what am I doing with this? I'm not sure. So from this set, it's got a few different little pieces. So it's a lovely day. Have a lovely day. I love, love, love. You make me smile. Bloom where you're planted, obviously. Excuse me. Hello, lovely. Love that. And let joy bloom. So I like that. And then these guys. This is part of a much bigger suite. The rest of the suite is more flowers. So if you look on Pinterest, you will get a whole bunch of these flowers, and they all have their own dies as well. And there are dies inside here that make quite big flowers. I have to say, in black and white, this is very hard to see the potential of this set. But if you do go on, you could buy that entire suite and then get something at half price from there. So kind of fun, kind of fun. That being said, I was thinking that I would work together with the idea of having busting your stash idea is what I'm thinking. As I'm saying that, my mind is looking at all the stuff surrounding my desk, which is overwhelmed. So that was sort of what I was talking about on why actually was, well, without a real clear-cut challenge, I was a little bit like, wow. So I really love challenges because they give me a jumping off point and then go from there. Lovely could go with a nice cool drink. Lovely, it's your day. Lovely. But yeah, I just get squirrel because I just saw that. I was thinking that having the sailboat and the word lovely would be quite lovely. It'd be a lovely day for a sail. It's a lovely day to sail. Let's see what the sailboat says. But in keeping with busting your stash, I was trying to think of something older. That's kind of fun. Okay, let me find something cutesy. What does it say about friends? So, I love this set. I'm 99% sure that it's gone. I'm going to I'm gonna stamp these guys. Sorry, I'm looking at the words and I'm gonna stick in. I'm gonna say coffee with a friend is lovely. What do you think of that? All right, put that off to the side. I'm going to just trying to think. I'm just gonna stamp this onto a panel. Now we're gonna cook with some fire. The sun has come out. The sun has come out tomorrow. Bet you $1 tomorrow. And the sun's come out just in time to set. Now I say that, and honestly, it's probably 2.5 hours from setting. It's like 100 feet above the ground still. But it's lighting up everything really, really pretty, and I love it. Okay, so we're going to stamp this little sucker in black. Here it is. I've got black right here because I don't put anything away. Makes it handy sometimes. If you're thinking, what black ink is that? Oh, you can't see it. That is one reel that I did that I actually really love. It is turning a white craft ink pad into the, coming up with the right word, Memento ink foam. Now I did it because I wanted to have, it was cleaner, because the other one you always got your fingers all dirty. You hardly use it. I haven't even re-inked it, and it was a long time ago that I did it, so those that watch me often will be like, yeah, we know. You might know, but have you done it yet? No, I'm just teasing you. I've been watching. Nobody's ordering their white craft ink pads. I also came up with a few white craft ink refill projects so that you would have something to do with them. So I'm hoping this is straight, that it looks the way it's supposed to. What was I going to say? Anyways, I did it for the cleanliness. The serendipity of it is that it just stamps really beautifully. Oh, it's a little tiny bit crooked-eyed. That's okay. Let's see. Okay, because I don't glue anything down, I'm safe. I will trim it up, which also is nice, because I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. And even as I cut it, I thought, oh, I should probably have a little bit wider border, but I'll see how it all goes. And this is a full 4 inches. So if you have it straight out, it's basically the 4 inches. But of course, I'm planning on curving a little bit. So I have a little bit of leeway to cut it. So I will straighten it. I will cut it ever so softly. Once you cut it a little tiny bit to get it straightened out, then you just use that as your straight edge and you go all the way around and you trim it down all the way around. And it should work okay because it's not very much off. But I will do that when we have more free time. I will get to coloring because that'll take a little bit. And since I already did all my babbling, I don't know what I'll tell you. So let me tell you about a story of a man named Jed. I did it. I like it. I did it. I like it. What did you do? Beth did it and she liked it. I'm not sure what that's in relation to, Miss Beth. But I did it. I like it. I do have to send out congratulations to Miss Beth. She's a new grandma. Got the cutest little baby. Woohoo! So sweet, you guys. I tell you, it is one real gift of getting old, isn't it? Having your babies have babies. Oy, oy, oy. I have yet to do it, and I am certainly, if they are watching or if anybody knows, everybody knows I'm not in a hurry for my kids to have babies. I am an older parent, so I'm not expecting my kids to have kids any earlier than I did, basically, is what I'm trying to say. If they do, well, there it is. But at this point, it doesn't look like that's happening. But that does not stop me from being thrilled for everybody that is having babies, have babies. So sweet. Oh my gosh. And all the other grandmas out there are like, oh, doesn't it just change the whole world? And you're all like, I just remember with my own sweet girl, looking at my one uncle and being like, why didn't you tell me that I'd want to just jump up on the roof and shout it from the rooftop? Like, this is so cool. So I can't even hardly believe what it's going to be like to have something even more cool, because everybody says it's even more cool. Impossible, I say. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit. I love these quote skin tones for our bench work. And This might be, this is the 200 and that is the 400. I'll just continue with that anyways. I feel like it's just a little bit too dark. It is. Hang on a second. But I do love these skin tones. They don't have a light and dark per se. Oh, there's a 300. That was lucky. But they do kind of go up in tone. And sometimes they seem to work really great. And other times it's like, oh, that's not quite so right. They are skin toned. So sometimes they have more pink than like, so 200 and 300 would go better together. Then this 400 starts getting a little bit pink tone. 500 probably isn't got the pink tone. I'd probably be better with 500 in this. So, and I should do a different graphic than what I have. Eventually I'll grab it for you. But when all's said and done, it kind of actually looks okay, better than I thought. Does that make sense? And I can come back in with that. And if I go over it again, it just does a whole other little blending thing. With the blends, you got to be a little bit careful that you don't put too much ink into the space, because otherwise you saturate the paper so much too fast and it's like, it runs away. It's like, whoa, I don't know what you're doing. That's that much for. So I often wonder about these benches. I kind of sometimes feel like they're not wooden benches, that they are got a brace of steel. So I'm tempted to want to do shaded spruce. Not shaded spruce. Good gracious. Jeez, I really am. I don't know why I'm so tilted. That's better, hey? Not shaded spruce. What's the word I'm looking for? The S word for the steel. Well, smoky slate. Shaded spruce. Ay, ay, ay. So know that I am not minimizing when I joke, but my family is concerned they won't know what the markers are for me with Alzheimer's. And I say that with deepest respect for anybody going through the horribleness of Alzheimer's disease. My dad had it, and so I do know how it ravages your families. So know that I am not minimizing that by making light of it. That's all I am doing, is making light of the badness. All right, here we go. That is enough of that bench. Looks fantastic. Woohoo, look at me go. All right, now I was working with Coastal Cabana, so I'm going to pull in, I love Berry Burst. Smoky Slate. Yes, thanks, Beth. And what were you talking about before? Watching? Hello, Miss Debbie from Southwest Michigan. Is it hot like crazy? Thank you for sharing. Arriving late. Thanks, Vicki. Oh, thanks, Beth, the black ink pad. Thank you for clarifying what the heck it was. I knew that it had to have been something. I knew I had to have said something. Do you love it too? Like, I just can't get over how neat it stamps. I don't notice it so much with my red rubber, but I find that when I stamp with the photopolymer, I really feel like a ta-da! It just stamps. It stamps better than the other pad. And I really wasn't doing it for the foam versus felt, which is what some people are doing it for. All right, I'm going to do this girl in some, I'm going to make her be having dark hair. So we had a stamp, and I really should pull her out, although she's wearing, well, maybe I still can. These guys are going to have matching tops. Oh, Lori, that's not what you intended. Oh, well. They're on the same team. They're going to have matching tops, even though they're clearly not the same uniform. They are college friends that were in two different teams. Yeah, that's what it is. So they're just wearing their college colors. What was I going to say to you? I was just telling you something. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, had a stamp set. Tess, it was called. I don't know if what the whole thing, Stampin' Test. I don't know what it was called. But I remember Tess. And I was going to a convention that year. So it would have had to have been like 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And she, of course, was a blonde because it was me essentially, right? And I got a swap of a black-haired Tess. And I was like, huh? I was like, who is this? And she was beautiful, of course. But I was like, Tess is blonde. But she wasn't. And I thought, that's kind of cool. It was one of the first times that I really clicked that, I don't know, that all stamp girls shouldn't have blonde hair. Okay, so I do love, this is my very favorite. SU 100 for people's hair is my very favorite. Okay, so here, I was going to show you this. I love this little thing I did. We had a stamp hand at one point, and so I colored all their hands to be able to have different colors for different people. And I actually kind of like this 500 that I have out, so I'm going to put this girl 500. I had 500, didn't I? No, I did not. Rats. 400 is kind of nice too. 300, 400, 300. I like my 600 too. All right. What do I have left in here? What's in my tipple trunk? Just one of them is too pink to me. Let's see what I got here. 500. I said I liked it. Let's see what it looks like when I color her. 500. What was I going to say? Oh, so yeah, Tess Blonde. Yeah, that's the end of my story. I like doing redheads. And then I bring in the old petal pink, no, new petal pink, current petal pink actually, for skin lots of times. Let's see what I have in here right now. Oh, not petal pink, no. 700 and 900. I think 900 is going to be very pink, isn't it? I don't even have 900. I bet you this is 900 right here. Oh yeah, 900. It's not bad. Okay, we'll do it. 800 is awfully yellowish. And I do find less is more with a couple of these. Like you just give kind of a swipe across and you don't go too crazy over and over again in my mind. And coloring does take quite a while. People fade off. You go get your teas. All right. And I said I was going to make her, I could make her a Cajun Craze hair. That'd be pretty, hey? Oh God, I'm blinded by my light. Blinded by my light. So it was a rainy weekend here. Dawn, I was asking you and then I never really finished asking, so then it's hard for you to answer. Is it hot and humid where you are? It's not here. Oh, I forgot to color her face. Did I tell you it was 500, 300? Oh, rats. It was 500. Good. Look at her little white face there. I totally didn't do. There we go. Nice. So yes, it was. It does never get really humid in Rocky Mountain House. I tell you that right now. Her hair is just not quite right. I think if I add some yellow to it, the yellow has a neat way of kind of lightening and doing some neat stuff. Let's see. Putting some highlights in her hair. Let's see what happens. Maybe nothing. It's not doing anything right off the bat. I want to make them have blue bottoms. So I have a couple different storage situations. I'm pulling it all in at this point, but I want to do, because I'm doing Coastal Cabana. I should have had that in my head. I'll go with nice neutral Misty Moonlight. And we're still doing good here with that lovely. Perfect. Okay, Misty Moonlight. People are like, I know what she's doing. We're out of here. See you later, Lori. Okay. Go make a tea. Scroll back by later. So even though I'm just using the same one the whole time, it dried a little bit, and then if you go over it, you actually can add a little tiny bit of shading, even with the same color. Blend. So I can just have which makes it kind of interesting. Okay, and then I think I'll just do a little blue sneakers too. Why not? And then I'll use that amazing smoky slate. These guys were like totally on the same team. And I need to get some green alligators and long neckies. Okay, some greens. I love, oh, not lemon lime. I do love lemon lime, but I was hoping to have apple, granny apple for the grass. So coloring is a lovely way of spending your time, just FYI. I don't know. I don't think that you could just, some people that I know of would color several of these images and they just store them somewhere and it'd be like, woohoo, I'm all set. I'm ready to go. And it probably works sometimes. For me, I'm thinking, well, what if you didn't have the right color of shirt? Or maybe you do just about all of it except for just the shirt. Like maybe you have them mostly done. And then you could just add the color of the shirt to go with the outfit that you need it to be. Maybe that's the way it should be. All right. All right, so that's all of that. And now just their little cups. And I think, so we do not have a Coastal Cabana, what do you call it? Whatever this is called. Blends. So, I'm off the hook there. I'll put a little bit of yellow in the scene. So I'm bringing in dark daffodil for the cups. And I think I'm going to pull in just a little wee balmy blue for this little, oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, I could leave that. I was going to say crumb cake also would have been a good wrap, right? All right, so that's that. Her hair, it really didn't lighten, and I'm kind of surprised. Add a little bit of this to it. And I might need to actually pull a real lift in here. So the white lidded guys, which I feel like I have none anymore. Where'd they all go? Ooh, is that one down at the bottom? No. Oh, there's one. This little guy is considered a lift, and it lifts the color. That being said, I have it so saturated. Let's see how much it lifts it. Let's see what that does. Okay, so there is my little card. Now I'm going to bring in my lovely, and I'll go and trim this down. So question, I think I'll put it on a Coastal Cabana background. I could pull it in with the Berry Burst as well. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to grab a Coastal Cabana, and I should just trim this down really quick, actually, because that'll be just a little bit pretty. So hang on one quick second here. I'll put this trimmed up here so that those guys are sitting what I think of as square. How much came off? Holy lulu. Holy lulu. Okay. There's quite a bit chopping off here. Quite a bit of chopping going on here, you guys. Okay. Oh, now I think I made it too much the other way. I knew if I didn't do it with a little bit of time, I didn't take my time is what I guess I'm trying to say. I would probably end up with it being crazy, but. I'm pretty sure I went the wrong way. Okay, I think I like this better. So I'll fold that up into a card. And I do cheat when I'm folding it this way. I do just bring in my bone folder and match up the edges, and I don't score it all the time. I often make cards so that they fold the lengthways. Or in some of the world tour that we're doing, I know already that we're doing 5.5 by the 11 inches for fancy folds. And at those points, it's always better when you're folding the cardstock the other way, you're going sort of more against the grain, and it's quite necessary to cut it differently. All right, so that's that. And then what I was going to have on here is Coffee with a Friend is Lovely. So it's a very small Coffee with a Friend. And that's my only little bit of a downfall, is it's so tiny. But. And if you have a marker, because we've got red rubber, you could totally use your marker, which I do have a Coastal Cabana marker. And so this will be quite nice. So I'll practice it once so you can color. The photopolymer, the ink runs off a little bit more, and so it's a little bit harder to use your marker with photopolymer, but it's quite easy and nice to do with this. I don't know why the C is not wanting to work very much. And then if you just breathe on a little tiny bit, you'll have it foamed up and stuff. Not foamed up. You'll see the heat, but basically you re-moisturize the ink. The is way out here, so I'm not going to do the is, but I think I'm going to stamp it straight on here. I could just cut it out and then maybe I'll do it down here. Okay, so this was kind of good that I did it this way. I'm way close, sorry, but I think I'll leave it because it's very tiny. So sorry about my hands waving in front of you. Coffee with a Friend is very tiny. I'm not going to put the is right there because it's definitely too small. It's going to get lost in my mind. My thought had been to put Coffee with a Friend is good, but because it's so small, I'm actually going to cut it out and have it just down here as well. So I'm just going to cut it, and I think I want it to be square though, as square as it can be, and close. So it might be that I could put it right here, but I think popping it up is going to be just that little bit better. And I could do this though. I don't feel like I got that straight. I'm not sure if the top is straight, but that's not bad. So Coffee with a Friend. And then I'll have that go over top of it to boot. You know what? I think I am going to stamp it. Coffee with a Friend. And then I'll have the is lovely. Or I could have a comma, right? Same difference. So I have a neat little gizmo. And I don't know how many of you guys have stamp positioners. This is called a Stamp-A-Majig, and it's delightful. And I will show you how it goes. Let's see if I can make this still work. Nope. Oh, I didn't think so, but I was just trying. So I'll just get some ink on here so I can line it back up. It's very tiny. This is like one of the tiniest stamps I think we have. So you just slide it in. You can see it there. It's really kind of bad. So, got my lovely going on here. I'll get this set up because with the marker, we need to go good. So that'll be there with a friend. Pretty much like that. And I'm going to move this guy out of here. Come out, come out. So I'm hoping it's straight. It should be good. Line up my Stamp-A-Majig back in here. And I move this guy. And I'm going to have my coffee. I'm going to take my clean it off. And now again, if you have the markers, you use your brush tip. this is an old marker. They last for a long, long time. Unless you're using them a lot. They don't seem to dry out though. I like that part of it. And you just don't know why that coffee doesn't seem to want to be coloring up, but the C part. The other ones are quite good. I don't want to press really hard because they're tiny. I'm going to rebreathe on it and then I'm just going to slide it down and it'll be awesome. And you just have faith in the Stampin' Up! Yay! And then I think I will come in with that is. And somewhere I should have a little piece of tape. That should be grand. Okay, I'll just clean this. I'm going to put the is in here. Oh, okay. So I didn't need to line it back up. Does that make sense? I need to line it up now, I mean, to where I want the is. And all I know is the is way out here. So I'll put this over here. Hang on, this is what I have to do. Is, I got to color in the is, stamp it down. Hang on, I don't even know where the is. I don't know where the is. Holy cow, that's some bad words. Okay, you guys, this is not going well. Oh, there it is, way over there. There's a little is. Can you see it? I can't hardly. Okay, coffee with a friend is. I'm going to have the is right. Is lovely. Is coffee with a friend is. I think I want the is out here. Otherwise, it's just lost. Okay, this is going to be more difficult. All right, so I'm lining up the is exactly where I want it. Put my Stampin' Up! Jig in here. Ay. Moving the plastic, doing the is. Oh my. It is the dinkiest little, this is the dinkiest words I think I ever worked with in my life with this. This is fussy. All right, as much as I cleaned the stuff, boo, it didn't work, but that's okay. The Lovely might even cover it up. I cannot believe I totally cleaned my words. That's why I actually wanted a piece of tape. Can I just tell you? All right, this is going to be lovely indeed. And I may come in with a brush and make it, what do you call it, but it's going to be perfect. So that pretty well covers up all the stuff, and otherwise it just looks like grass, so it's good. Coffee with a friend. Okay, I am laughing a little tiny bit because the two places that this Lovely isn't actually hitting is exactly where the ink still is, but that's okay. Nobody but you and me are going to notice that. I can cover up that one with the E. Yay! That's kind of fun. I'd put a couple gems on there, and we'll call that Lovely. So there it is. If you're coming back shortly and to see it, send up some little... Hit your like button at that point and be like, Laura, you did it. Yay. Coffee with a friend is lovely. Mixing new and old for best results and best cards. Most versatility in your card making creativity by busting your own stash. So I hope you guys think about joining us. It is all about digging out your old stuff, playing with it, old DSP, old stamp sets, old tools. Let's play and have a really, really fun. Summertime is supposed to be fun. It brings to mind vacations, and yet most of us just kind of work through it. Me, I'm gardening and weeding all the time. But I think we all deserve the creativity and the happiness that brings us. So come and join us, and I will see you guys again tomorrow night, live at 8. It'll be great. See you later. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me. Bye, Teresa.